Hello everyone, it's Margaret here with 60andMe. Hope that you're having a wonderful day. It's a bright and sunny day here. I hope that all is well with you. I just have a question to ask you, and I'm going to be the first to raise my hand. Do we have any perfectionists in the house? Anyone that's just really, really uncomfortable when things just aren't exactly as you hope that they would be? Well, trying to give up being a perspective is really difficult sometimes, because we have this sort of rhythm that we've gotten our lives into over the last few decades, and we actually just want things to be exactly as they are. And if we don't achieve those high standards, we just, we're lost. And there's a lot of people that are talking about, how to get over the feeling that you have to be perfect and embrace that you're perfectly imperfect. But then there's another side to this story. And Carrie Mitchell, one of our bloggers, wrote this article on not to relinquish your perfectionist techniques and tendencies. How do we just establish new standards? And I think that's a really interesting way of looking at it. And I think that, people always say, don't try to be perfect. That's just going to be impossible. And you'll just end up, frustrating and hurting yourself. But she says, no, it's okay. It just, in a way, it pushes us forward to do goodness and to do things in a way that is, has a structure that's going to move us forward and give us the best possible outcome. So it's not a matter of striving to be perfect. It's just striving to be excellent, striving to be good, and always put your best foot forward, to have energy in the things that you do, and to actually, want something badly enough to work at it and to want it to be absolutely the best, to be excellent. And I think that the aspiring perfectionist solution to creating harmony is all about embracing perfectionism in all areas, but not calling it perfection, because I think the word is what's actually really powerful. So are you a perfectionist? Do you like things to be absolutely flawless? Does it get in the way of the way that you live your life? I know that, I think all of us have little compulsive behaviors and things that actually, not get in the way, but they actually hold us back, and we can't move forward to the next step until we finish the first one. And, I think that's pretty natural. But is there anybody out there who feels that they are, struggling with this perfectionism, or they're really sad because they can't achieve it? We often judge ourselves harshly for not being able to achieve things that we are totally accepting of in other people. It's a really classic situation, isn't it? Where your friend or your partner or, children are, sort of struggling with being, trying to be perfect and failing in their opinion. And, you come up with all kinds of great, well, don't judge yourself. Everything's going to be fine. You're doing great. And you don't say that to yourself. You say it to everybody else. So right now the sun is shining through so brightly. I hope it's not glaring too much, but I'm not complaining about the sun, right? That is definitely okay. So I think the thing about perfectionism is to establish your own guidelines around the things that are super, super important to you. So as Carrie talks about in her article, and I encourage you to read it because it's actually very, very thoughtful. And I like how, your perfectionism is often judged by the things that, that you think are important and that you have no control over. Or maybe it's the things you can control, and that you extend it to the point where you have to over control it. So what are the things that, you can talk about that are, a perfectionist goal? Like if you want to be perfect in a nutrition plan, like making sure that you eat the right foods and that you make the right decisions about foods that you eat, and supplements and things that you add to your nutritional lifestyle. Those are things that you can create harmony with by making choices. And you don't have to be perfect. It's not like there's a perfect solution. It evolves as you evolve. The second thing is the way that you rest, your sleep, your relaxation, and your self-care. Now, those are things that you can modify. You can say that I won't be perfect until I gain this weight, or until I, have this amount of hours of sleep. But these are the things you can control, and you can modify, and you can find a harmony. You can find a balance. So you're not always striving for something that is just too impossible. Like, you weigh 160 pounds and you want to weigh 120, and you're not going to ever rest and relax until, you get to that point. well, you are never going to be perfectly 120 pounds, I guarantee you. But it's like, you know, you can control that. You can control that emotion. You can control the boundaries, you know, the sort of the spectrum that you're going to be on. So perfectionism isn't a bad thing, because it actually wants you, you know, pushes you towards wanting to do things well, but it's modified perfectionism. It's excellence. It's doing the best. It's eating the best food. It's making the best, you know, getting the best sleep, taking good care of yourself. How many of you actually, when was the last time you had a massage? I ask you. I mean, maybe you're very fortunate and have a partner who's very good at giving massages, but when was the last time that you actually went and had a pedicure or manicure, or, you know, just something that you would consider self-care? Maybe it is going on a trip, or just something that you did for yourself that was healing. You know, that's okay. And it's okay to have like a desire when you go places that you want things to be perfect, or you want them to be absolutely, you know, to your high standard. But then, you know, there's modifications that you can make while you're still pushing for the best. I mean, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be, you know, excellent in what you do. Another thing is your fitness schedule. And a lot of you, like me, struggle with gyms. You know, I just don't like the gym. I just don't like going to the gym. And I often could beat myself up and say that, you know, I won't be happy until I'm a perfect weight, or a perfect shape, or a perfect, you know, schedule of going to the gym or doing certain things. And there's nothing wrong with pushing for that goal, but you can control it. You can control where you draw the line. No one else is judging you for this perfection that you think you have to achieve. Perfection itself is a motivator, but it doesn't have to be on the terms of someone else. It's your terms. Another thing, there's probably many more, but it's relationships. And this is where, of course, you know, if you're just, you know, looking for the perfect love, the perfect man or woman, the perfect relationship, or the perfect friend, you are just going to be looking for the rest of your life. But if you look at yourself and you say, okay, what are the things I control about my relationships? What is it I like about a person? You know, what are the qualities that I enjoy in a friend or a partner, lover? What are the you know, what are the characteristics that really would make this a perfect relationship? And then just strive for the best. Strive for the maybe it's not even half as close to the end goal that you thought you had set for yourself, but do it in a way that you know, that you control. You cannot have, you know, full control over, you know, everything. So compassion, flexibility, those are the qualities that you need to look for in creating those, nurturing those realities that are, you know, always on your checklist for perfection. You can nurture loving relationships along a spectrum. It doesn't have to be perfect. What relationship is perfect? But you can spend your whole life being tortured by struggling to create a change in a person or a change in a situation to make it your perfect, when in reality you need to be a little bendable, a little flexible in order to meet them halfway. So what areas of your life have you, you know, said, I have to, and Carrie talks about it as like your perfectionist crown. Like, when have you put on your perfectionist crown and said, I'm not going to settle for anything less than this? What do you think are the pros and cons of being a perfectionist? Are you one? Do you see a good side of it? I think, as Carrie says, there is a good side to perfectionism, because it drives you to strive for the better, for the best, to be good, to achieve the highest that you can do, the best that you can achieve. But at the same time, show compassion for yourself, show some flexibility, and really just look at the goal being the best you can be, rather than the perfect person or thing that you can be. I think it makes a lot of sense. I love these kinds of conversations. I hope you do too. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and press that notification bell, because I do 4 videos every week, and they're on all the topics related to aging and living and enjoying life in your 60s, 70s and older. And if you have a desire to join a smaller group of friends, check out our Patreon group. It's a really cool group of women, and we do things together that are private. And of this, we have a huge community here on 60andMe, and it's hard to make individual connection. But that's what's happening now in our Patreon group. It's so exciting that women are getting together for coffee in different areas in the country and just traveling together. It's wonderful. And so if that's something you're looking for, please check us out there on Patreon. But yeah, don't disable or relinquish your perfectionist tendencies. Just find a way to find the balance in a life that is not perfect. The world is not perfect, is it? For sure. But anyway, you're loved and respected here. Take care of yourself, whatever your choices are. We love you so much. And we'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.